This September, we are finally getting the long-awaited space game from Bethesda, Starfield. And they have just dumped a bunch more information about the game. So now we know a lot more about what the game is, and also what it isn't. So Bethesda is really marketing Starfield as being a very exploration-heavy, exploration-focused space game. If you played any of Bethesda's previous RPG games, you'll be very familiar with the concept here, as they're not going too far from home. They're kind of sticking to what they know here. So if you played any of the Elder Scrolls games like Oblivion, Skyrim, or you played any of the Fallout games, then you will know exactly what to expect from Starfield, just with more spaceships. There will be a main story that you can go and you can follow, and then there will be a bunch of side quests, smaller NPCs that you meet that will maybe just ask you to go and do a small quest that will take 10 minutes, so it can be a longer story arc that can take multiple hours to complete. Similarly, your characters, there's going to be a character creation process where you can choose backgrounds. Those backgrounds is going to open or close opportunities to you as you play through the game, customizing or tailoring your character to the story that you maybe want to tell. It also adds some longevity to the game, that you can go back and create a different type of character that focuses on different things and replay the game with a different point of view. You also have a number of different traits that you can add to your character. That could, for instance, be if you played Oblivion, you might be either delighted or horrified to know that the annoying fan is returning. You can have them, he's a trait, he will be following you around, giving annoying comments, and then he will also bring you stuff like gifts from time to time. They also have a trait where you do more damage if you have low health, but random pirates will show up and begin attacking you from time to time. So these traits have benefits and drawbacks. After your character is created, there will be a leveling system where you shoot, kill stuff, you do things in the game, you gain XP, enough XP levels up, you get a skill point. It's a very straightforward system. After that, it kind of begins to get a little interesting, because you can use these skill points to unlock skills. Well, nothing new there. But the way that you upgrade the skills is interesting, because in order to upgrade a skill, to be better at it, you need to complete challenges or achievements that skills offer in order to upgrade it. So let's say you have a skill that gives increased headshot damage. Well, maybe there's a challenge to say you need to do 5 headshots in 30 seconds in order to upgrade that skill 1 level. Stuff like that. So you need to actually go out and increase your skill, the player's skill at that specific aspect of the game, in order for the in-game skill to be better, which I think is a quite neat system. As it is with these Bethesda RPG games, it's a single-player only game. They have not talked about VR, so with that in mind, there's probably not going to be any VR support right at launch. However, as usual with these games, Bethesda often leaves a lot of opportunities for the community to go and mod the games to their liking. And this means that maybe someone's going to find a way to add VR support, as we have seen with previous games with varying degrees of success. But it also means that there's going to be a matter of days before someone's flying around in like a Thomas the Tank Engine somewhere. But again, it's a single player game. Now, as I said, exploration is going to be a main focus on the game. And in terms of size, it's not going to be as large in terms of number of bodies you can go and explore. Not going to be as large as Elite, nor it's going to be as large as No Man's Sky. So you're not going to get that I'm far, far away from everything feeling that you can get in Elite, where you just feel like there's no civilization around for light years and light years. They say they're going to have over 1,000 worlds. They don't say anything specific in number of star systems. But from the map they show in game, it looks like there's around about 10 bodies per system. So with that in mind, it's probably like, let's say 100 star systems. It's big enough that you're not going to get bored and going to run out of places to visit. But it's also small enough that you could feasibly visit all the systems. When it comes to the actual exploration side of it, how you go and explore, they have taken a lot of inspiration from No Man's Sky. You can scan the planets from orbit. That's going to reveal what type of materials are available, resources you can go and harvest, and then you can land and you can scan the local plant life and the local animal life that comes in both hostile and non-hostile variants. And there will also be raw materials that you can go and mine that you can use for the crafting system. In terms of navigating and the transition from space to planet, it looks like it's going to be a click-to-land system. While you can put down bookmarks on the planet-specific spot you want to go to and land there, you're not going to be able, as far as I understand, you're not going to be able to fly your ship there manually. The planets will have some randomness to them in the way they are being generated. There will of course be fixed landmarks like cities and certain settlements that are part of the different story elements in the game. But you could also just randomly land on the planets or moons and encounter derelict bases, abandoned bases, or maybe they've been taken over by pirates, those kind of things. These things are randomly generated, so if I land in some spot and spot a cool thing, you might not be able to land in the same spot to see the same thing, as again, these are random encounters. Now moving over to the on-foot part of the game, there is going to be the option to view your character from either first or third person, depending on your likings. And you're gonna have both a spacesuit and weapons that you can go and upgrade to your liking. The spacesuit, you can upgrade stuff like the jetpack, or maybe you can upgrade other aspects. They didn't go into too much detail with that. But the weapons are gonna be plentiful. There's gonna be loads of different weapon options, weapon types, for anything from knives, pistols, melee weapons, to shotguns, submachine guns, assault rifles, heavy weapons like Gatling guns and missile launchers and those kind of things. And each of these weapons can be further customized again to your liking, adding attachments like underbarrel attachments, barrel attachments like suppressors. You can change the ammo types for different situations. And one of the cool things they're doing is if you go into a zero-G environment and you fire a ballistics weapon with bullets in it, that's gonna push you back, making it harder to control in that environment. So there might be different situations where different weapons are favorable. But the spaceships, as we already talked about, they are gonna be pilot flyable. So you are gonna be able to fly the ships around in space. In terms of what else you can control with it, there is going to be a pip management system. If you played Star Citizen, if you played Elite, you will be very familiar with this. You have pips, you move energy around between systems, shields, weapons, jump drives, those kind of things, and that gives a performance boost to these things. You can view your ship, once again, from first or third person, depending on your liking. When you encounter a hostile ship and destroy it, hopefully before it destroys you, you can either just blow it up to smithereens and then loot whatever didn't get destroyed. Or with the appropriate skills, you can sub-target the specific modules and disable the ship, go over, board it, kill the NPCs there, and claim the ship for yourself. So that's now part of your fleet. As you are going to be able to have multiple ships, not with you at the same time, but available to you through spaceports. And at these spaceports, you're also going to be able to upgrade and customize your ships to a very large degree. The ships are built up of basic building blocks, so you might have a habitation module, then you might have a weapon module, and you might have like an engineering section, and you can slot all these together like Lego bricks, basically building whatever you like, even things that doesn't even look like spaceships. And these modifications is also going to affect the ship interiors, what the ship looks like on the inside. So you might have a situation where you add an engineering section, which gives you then access to some crafting options inside the ship, or you might leave it out if that's not something that you need on your ship. Furthermore, you can hire NPC crew members that you will meet throughout the game, and these crew members will have different stats, different things they're good at. Someone might be a really good navigator that gives you more jump range, or someone might be a very good engineer that can give you more shields. And you can assign them to different roles. So if you assign the engineer as navigator, it's not going to work very well. Assign him to the engineering post, it's probably going to give you a good bonus, making your ship better. Now the big question, of course, when it comes to the ship controls here, what about HOTAS support? I don't know. I don't think there have been anything mentioned whether they're going to be supporting a HOTAS setup. But again, as I said in the beginning, with the modding support, it's a matter of time. If HOTAS support is not natively in the game, it's a matter of time before someone makes a mod that's going to be able to add support for flying with a stick and throttle or dual sticks. So I'm absolutely sure if it's not at launch, it's going to be there very shortly after through mods. There's more things you can actually do and build in the game. They also have base building, and once again, they have taken a lot of inspiration from No Man's Sky. where the buildings are basic building blocks, just like the ships. They're like Lego pieces that you can then slot together to build the base as you desire. There are different modules like windmills and things that generate power. Maybe you have a hydroponics lab for growing plants. Maybe you put down ore extractors to extract ore out of the ground below you. All those different things. Just as with the ship, you can hire crew members. They're gonna have different skill sets and you can assign them to different roles inside your base, and that's gonna give the ship or the base a bonus. The way I understand it is you can have multiple bases, so you can set up a mining outpost here because there's a valuable resource that you need for some crafting, and then you can go over someplace else and you can get stuff there that you can then mine another resource, and you can move around with your cargo ship, collect all these things, craft some things, sell it, make loads of space buck, be happy, buy a big luxury ship, whatever you want to do. Now, if you want to keep yourself updated with the latest information as it becomes available about Starfield, then do stay tuned to the channel by subscribing below. I will be posting videos as information become available, so this is the place to be for your space gaming content. Thanks a lot for watching, and until next time, I'll see you guys in space.